up and sit down.
Hello folks, Colin here, Festa 67's workshop, and welcome to issue 68 of Build, the 1967 Mustang Eleanor from the film Gone in 60 Seconds. Yes folks, so what are we up to today? Well, we completed this last time, didn't we? The interior seat compartment by putting the chassis frame, or the roll bar, sorry, should I say, on there and connecting up the seat belts. And we had these bits spare, which are just here, okay? We're going to be fitting them today because we got the rear seat panel going in. So we got, in this issue, we got the seat back, on the seat base, sorry, and 4 screws. And we're going to be feeding all the seat belts up and through, clipping them on their posts, putting the outside belts in, or the lap belts, and then fitting this into the back of your Eleanor, folks. So have your super glue ready, have your parts ready from the previous issue, which are just to my left, and we'll open up the packet that we've got today, which is part 68A, okay? So I will drop that at the back. Right folks, this is what we've got. We've got our seat back section there, like so. So we want to have it this way, and then we want to grab the 2 belts that have got the black receiver on there. We want to grab those, okay? And they're going to feed up and through this seat panel, okay? So I just want to see which way round the posts are. They're there. So we want to try and feed it through with the buckle facing up towards you. There's a reason for that. Because when this clips and goes through the seat, it'll make it easier for this to go in place, okay? So I'm just going to feed that through. That little slot there. Like so. Pull it through with my thumb. And you'll see now why we've got it that way round, because it sits like so. And then as we slide it down, it lines that buckle up neatly with that post, just like so. That's why I put it that way round. Okay, so we can super glue that in place and not worry about it then. So I'm just going to lift her up, flop her over there like that, put a little dot of super glue on the bottom. Purely for my own benefit of not wanting these to come off again. So we'll have a bit of that on there, and then we'll push the buckle down in place. So I'm pulling the seatbelt from underneath with my finger, putting that back on the post, and then I'm pressing it right down, just like that, okay? Happy days. It'll stop that from pulling off. Because I don't want that, do we? There you go. Put my lid back on my super glue for a moment, and then we want to do the same with this one. Okay, so let's feed her through. Same process, folks. Get my tweezers out, and we'll push that through the slot at the back there. So I'll drop a bit of super glue on there. Like so. And then do the same on that one. Like that. I think that looks a bit neater. Stops them just flapping around in the breeze, so to speak, because I didn't like that the way that was. Like that. Pop that in there, and then rest that against the back edge. Let that melt into place. And that looks neater. That's what I'm doing on mine. See? Just makes belts lay down nice. Right, we've got the same to do now with 67C. So I'm going to bring them through, and I'll probably have them laid across and just resting. And I might fix them in place as well. So let's grab one of these and bring this in place. like so. So it's coming around there, and it's going to sit on that post like so. That's what it's telling us. Something like that. And then it's going to come up the way and rest there. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to have it fixed in place. That's what I'm going to do. I think it looks neater. So we'll do it that way round, so we haven't got the joint of the belt visible. And then we'll insert that in its hole. So let's do that now. Put a blob of super glue in there. Big old blob under there because it's out of sight. And then that will come around that way, Cole. Like that. Let super glue do its thing. Like so. And then I'm going to put a little dab just on the edge there in that recess. Like so. Bring the material up and around. Bring that into situ by taunting it up and pressing it in place. And what that should do then is let me put one drop just on the inner edge of the seatbelt. Probably do this on the front seatbelts as well, actually. Just put a little bit on there, so that when I bring the seatbelt around, I can do that and just press it in situ like that, and then let the super glue bond it in place. But I just think that looks a little bit neater for me. Stops them all flapping about and lifting up and that, because there's lots of creases in the material. You could run an iron over it, but I'm not sure whether it would melt the fabric or the material, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cheat and glue it in place because that's what works for me, folks. We can spin that up and around, and already it's so much easier because I haven't got all the seatbelt bits flapping around in the breeze at me. So let's put a dob on there. Dob on the side, that's done. I'll clean my nozzle off afterwards. Make sure I've got it the correct orientation. Put that in place. Give that a pull around there. Let the super glue do its thing. Like so. Could that do with another blob? Yes, it could. Slightly bigger blob required there, Cole. Like that. Might as well put the blob on the edge of that. As well. Then we can bring that into situ then. Like so. I'm just hold that in place then, whilst the glue does its bit. And that just makes my belts look a little bit more neater for me. I am a bit of a neat freak, you might have noticed. But I think that just looks a little bit neater. I like that. So that's what we've got there. And then we can look at now bringing that in and fitting that in place on our Eleanor, folks. So we've got 4 screws going in the bottom of this. So let's just pop the instructions out of the way so that they don't keep opening. Got my super glue safe. And then we can bring our Eleanor in and put the seat on. So let's just have a bit of a clear up. There's the interior, and we're going to drop this right down in there like so, and then we'll grab a screw with a bit of oil in it, and we'll start putting this in place. Okay, so we'll grab our first one, and then we've got to try and hold this seat in place to get the first screw in, which is there. There you go. Can let the seat go now. Pop the next one in. Put our hand up a bit underneath the seat there, just to push that down. They're fully honed now. And then we've got the other side to do now. So let's just grab that one. There you go. And then pop that last one in. And then we can press with our finger to pull that seat back in place, like that. And that is what you're going to end up with. A nice set of seat belts. Looking, I think, nice with a bit of glue in place. Okay, so that's what you're going to end up with, folks, at the end of this day on your Eleanor. Just wipe my little oil mark off of the back seat there. There you go. That's what you're going to end up with. Nice set of neatly laid out seat belts. And I might even do that to the front seat belts. I'm not sure. I might just lay them across the seat and have them hanging down. I don't know. I need to think about that. But for the moment, I'll just flick them behind the seat and throw them on the floor as if the driver's just jumped in. But there you go, folks. So that's what you're going to end up with today. Okay, so don't forget, you want to grab this and build along with me. Head over to this link here. Pop. It's also in the description below. Take out a subscription for this beautiful 1/8 scale Eleanor. Also, to help me out, you can just click little festa just there and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell whilst you're there. That'll give you notifications of future content, folks. In the meantime, many thanks for coming in and keeping me company. Stay safe and well. Bye-bye for now.